Welcome to the tutorial for French numbers. This is version 2.998. We'll demonstrate with the Retina display iPhone or iPod Touch, but the functionality with the iPad is almost identical. As well, this is the paid version, but I will point out the limitations of the free version as we proceed. So I'm going to proceed from left to right. There are two games here, listen and read, and reference, and of course settings. So we'll start with listen. And this is simply a matter of hearing the spoken number and punching in the corresponding digits.
1,
So we answer by pressing the question mark here.
8,
And you'll notice that two things happened. One is we saw a green bar flashed, we'll see it again, indicating that it was correct. And secondly, we were presented with a scoreboard in which we have the number of questions, the number correct, and the number correct in a row. The latter could be used for some sort of head-to-head game. So a second number was presented after we got the first right. And in order to hear that again, because let's pretend we forgot what it was, we'll press the repeat button here.
8, 8,
And it'll be presented as many times as you want. So we'll answer correctly again.
3,
Now, what happens when we get it wrong? Let's pretend we don't know what that number was.
3,
And you'll watch the top here.
3,
It flashes red and the same number is presented. And it'll be presented until the end of time, until you get it right, or you press the skip button here. Now I'll direct your attention to the scoreboard, and we have 3 questions, only 2 correct, and our correct in a row counter was reset. So let's pretend we just don't know what it was.
3,
Rather than get extremely frustrated, we press the skip button. Now, 2 things will happen as you'll see when we press skip. One is you'll see the red bar flash because quite fairly it's considered an error. And secondly, down here you will see the skipped number, so that next time we'll have a better chance of getting it right.
5,
So that's the skip number that was missed. And we'll continue on.
0, 2,
I just want to continue and get more correct answers so I can show another feature related to the top here.
3,
If you just bear with me.
4, 6, 9, 7, 3, 3, 6,
Now you can see that we have a gray bar coming in. This bar indicates your comfort level. It goes from dark to light to indicate your rising level of comfort. Of course, if you make mistakes, if you make mistakes with the pick a number that you were previously comfortable with, it'll darken again.
6, 4, 2,
So you can see it's getting a bit lighter because we're more comfortable with 2,
0, 1,
and so forth. And that's the kind of a comfort level bar that's presented there. So that's enough for listen. Let's go to speak. Speak is more for reference. It's not a game in itself, and it's just a matter of typing in whatever number you want,
8,
hearing it spoken, and seeing the word presented.
780.
Now, with the paid version, you have the full range, 0 to 1 million. With the free version, you have 0 to 42. And you can do quite large numbers.
896, 1598,
Again, all the way up to 1 million.
1 million,
And if you try to go beyond that, it will simply say, it's outside my range. That is all there is to speak. We'll go on to the second game, read. In this case, it's not a matter of hearing the word, it's hearing the number rather, it's seeing the corresponding word for the number and typing in. And similar to listen, you have a scoreboard. Of course, the scoreboard is exclusive to this particular game. And you have the response bar up here. And the familiarity. Okay, I previously used this, that's why I have some comfort already. And it gets brighter. And if you get stuck, you can see the mastery coming in. If you get stuck, we can, well, this one, let's get this correct, but if we really don't know what this is, we can skip. And in a similar way, skipping is considered an error. You'll see the red bar, and you'll see the skip number down here. Okay. That's all there is to read. We're going to settings. Now, settings, don't be intimidated by this. There are a few sections. One is dedicated to the lessons. Okay, the dialect. With French numbers, you have the Quebec dialect and the France or international dialect, and you have 2 modes, and as well some other features here. We'll go over them quickly. What we've been, the lesson, so-called lesson that we've been using is a custom range. The custom range, of course, is for paid is open to 0 to a million. For free, it's 0 to 42. So if in this case, if we had a very focused test coming up, just the 40 to 48 numbers, quite an easy test perhaps. Both listen and read are going to be restricted to this range.
42, 41, 40.
Okay, and with read as well. Okay, so that gives you control. Now, all the numbers within that range will be used. Now, the lessons are kind of sometimes they're ranges like 0 to 10, 11, 20, but sometimes they are not sequential. Like if you want to just practice your tens, you can do that. Or your hundreds, thousands, and then there are useful everyday lessons like the minutes. Okay, so 1 to 59 hours. Cents, it's a very good one for counting change and whatnot. Okay, and then you have years for various centuries, quite important.
1905.
Okay.
1908.
And so on. You can change the dialect.
1900.
That's Quebec dialect. And you can use, we've been following the guided mode, which is, if you imagine a balloon rising, the lower numbers in the range will be presented first, and as you demonstrate comfort with those, the balloon will rise, so to speak, and you'll be rewarded with higher numbers. But a more advanced way of practicing is to use the totally random one. So if we stick with 20th century as our lesson, we go back here.
1950.
See, already we've leapt into the middle of that that range.
1944.
Okay, so it's a bit more challenging. We'll go back to guided mode in France, and the last two are the history, of course, is what backs your scoreboard, and it's not only the scoreboard but the comfort bar and all those things. So you can remove it, and we will, just for purpose of the demonstration. It cannot be undone as it warns here, so we'll remove it though. And if we go back here, we actually don't have a scoreboard because we haven't answered yet. Okay, but we do have a scoreboard now, and yes, our history is gone. So we're back to scratch, just as if we reinstalled the application. And that's it for settings. Again, you just remember this actually goes to 1 to a million. Okay. And finally, in the info page, this is just what we covered. There is a link to this self-same video if you want to watch it again, and a link to other apps that I offer. So we'll close that. And oh, by the way, I pointed out some of the limitations already of the free version. Because it only goes to 42, some of these lessons are not applicable, so it'd be an unfair tease to show you, 41 to 60 when many of those numbers are not available. So anytime you have a lesson that involves a unavailable number, it won't appear here, just so you know. And but of course, at any time, if you find this app, the free version of the app, to be useful, and you want to spring for the full version, you just come to this place, and instead of other apps, it says upgrade, and the full functionality will be unlocked. So that concludes the tutorial, and I hope you enjoy the app and find it useful, and I especially would like to hear from you with your comments and suggestions. Thank you very much.